is 22 West Radio,
Just getting started. Still keep
KKJZ
setting up.
HD3, and on the internet
What number
at
is your
22westradio.com.
We are 22 West Radio, the next wave of K-Beach. 22 West Radio is 22westmedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD 3 Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Good morning, everyone.
Welcome to Beyond the Ropes. This is a big episode. This is episode 50 of our show. This is only like our 6th or 7th show here on 22 West Radio, but this is in total our 50th episode together doing this brand. Very exciting.
Time goes by so fast.
We started this in fall 2016, correct?
Yeah.
And so, we stopped for about 10 months. We had a break in between, but we're back. We came back for a third season, as we like to say, and it's been an interesting year for professional wrestling, and we've had a lot of fun, and we're going to continue to have some fun. Last week was the first ever 50-man Battle Royal. How appropriate. We're talking about the largest Royal Rumble, including 50-man, and it's our 50th episode, so very exciting. It was the greatest Royal Rumble, and I know you didn't get to watch the show, but
I did read about it, but it was, I think it was very unique in the sense that there was accommodations, apparently, requests that have been asked for quite some time. Apparently, okay, for one, so let me get this straight. It was royalty that requested this specifically, right?
I believe so. Yeah, so I know they have a prince that's really trying to, I guess, change or really modernize Saudi Arabia with their culture and stuff. And so, yeah, I know they paid a lot of money to break.
I was amazed by who they requested. It's okay, it's cool that he was a fan, but it seems that he hasn't kept up with what's gone on in the industry. So from what I understand, there was 3 people he wanted to appear on the show.
Okay.
Undertaker,
Right.
Ultimate Warrior, and Yokozuna.
Really?
2 of them
Is
are
that-
dead, so he had I don't know, did he substitute anybody with face paint? Was there anybody with face paint in this event?
No. No, there
But
wasn't.
supposedly, the sumo guy was a way to
That's right.
to please the prince.
Yeah, so there were a couple of surprises in this Royal Rumble, but yeah, there was a sumo wrestler. I did not get his name. Should look that up. But
That's why it was circulating on the web. They're like, why did they bring an inexperienced sumo dude over there?
Right, that makes sense. I mean, it's also from that area of the world, so it makes sense they would bring someone from I guess that field. And so yeah, the overall show wasn't anything great. I don't know, they said it was the greatest Royal Rumble. It was a decent Royal Rumble. But obviously the 50-man aspect really brought that name together. It started off with a high-profile match between Triple H and John Cena. 2 icons face-to-face, and the crowd was really eating this up. So for those that didn't watch it, the crowd was very mixed. The VIPs got to sit, in the floor section, so they had like lounge chairs for around like the first 5 or 10 rows or so, and it was very interesting to see a very different environment. So it was interesting to say the least, but it was also a fun I guess experience, but something different that we don't normally see. So yeah, it was fun. The crowd ate up this opening match between Triple H and John Cena, and they were playing to the crowd very well.
How was the entrances?
Triple H came out I believe he came out to a lot of pyro. Cena came out with, I guess, a bunch of kids from that area, kind of helping him walk out to the ring, wearing his gear. So I believe he also got a little bit of pyro. So you got to see a lot of pyro, actually, overall, compared to what we've gotten used to the past year. They cut down on pyro. But, yeah, nothing too grand. with the exception of the pyrotechnics. But it was overall really fun, really cool moment and opening contest. The match itself was a little bit back and forth. It wasn't anything, 5-star quality, but it was okay. Cena ended up picking up the victory. We predicted Triple H would win, correct? So we were wrong on that. Cena's streak, pay-per-view streak of losing was officially over, I guess, if you consider this a pay-per-view. But it was really just a network special. Next up, we had, I know we had the Raw Tag Team title match between the Woken Warriors, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, versus the team of Cesaro and Sheamus, The Bar, who are now on SmackDown Live. Again, another match that was okay. Nothing special. Something you would normally see on probably a Raw. So, we got new tag team champions, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. We both predicted that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that duo moving forward?
I think it made perfect sense, and I like the whole Maxwell stuff going on social media right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of, Michael Cole especially. He has a lot of heat with Senor Benjamin. If you see on Twitter, he's always on Monday Night Raw, specifically this week. He's like, Senor Benjamin's been that bald guy's been trolling me on Twitter, and Corey Graves always has to correct them. Corey Graves is great when he's defending, the Hardy compound and the whole Woken gimmick and stuff. It's really, really fun. Next up, we had another Hardy, the United States champion Jeff Hardy, defending against Jinder Mahal. This match was probably the weakest match of the card, especially when there was a noticeable, miscommunication when Jeff was hitting or about to hit the Whisper in the Wind. Jinder Mahal was completely out of the way, and when Jeff landed on the mat, Jinder Mahal just fell on his own volition, I guess. So it was a very noticeable mistake. And I don't know, these two had a better match on Raw a few weeks ago for that title. So, this is ultimately over because Jeff Hardy is on SmackDown now. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on Jeff as a champion?
I think it's great that he's given the opportunity to hold that belt. It's very rare to have seen him hold that belt. He's been associated with the Intercontinental or gone to tag or heavyweight, but this helps.
Right, this makes some Grand Slam. We're having some technical difficulties here. Things are falling off decks, and we are currently live on YouNow, by the way. And how can they find us?
It's the Ask Questions hashtag.
So hashtag Ask Questions if you want to see us on YouNow. There we are, and then we are on Periscope, correct?
Yes.
And where can they find us on Periscope?
The live map is open for live pro wrestling talk show.
Great, and of course we are always on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. We're behind a few episodes.
Yeah, we will have them posted soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
We'll take a quick break so that we can get right more into this event that took place.
Did you know that 71% of students at Long Beach State
I
receive
guess it's the whole
financial aid?
thing. I don't know.
In 2016, Long Beach State awarded $12.3 million in scholarships. Not only that, each year more than
I feel like,
1,500
it's
students
cool
are
to
served
see.
by disabled student services,
I
leaving
think
no
so.
barriers in their path to an education. At the beach, we know no barriers. It's a philosophy that applies to everything we do.
Every day, 40 kids are diagnosed with cancer in the U.S., and only 3 new treatments have been FDA approved since the 1970s. Wow, 30 years! That's where With Purpose comes in. With Purpose is a youth-led movement dedicated to making sure kids with cancer have access to safe and effective treatment options. We need more treatments for kids. They should have the chance to live the life they were given. For more information, visit facebook.com/withpurposelb.
Would you and a friend like to travel around the world for $22? 22 for 22 West is our fundraising campaign this year. In order to reduce the amount of student fees requested each year, we are asking for $22 for 22 West from our listeners, viewers, and readers, and supporters like you. Each $22 donated between April 21st and May 25th, 2018 will receive one entry into the opportunity drawing for a trip or two anywhere in the world that Turkish Airlines flies for 10 times that. You will receive 12 entries. All proceeds will go directly to equipment and operating expenses, which are put into service training for our volunteers, serving our talented student hosts, producers, editors, writers, and on-screen talent. We provide more than 3 dozen student jobs running our radio, video, and magazine operations. We provide 24 internships a semester to provide students hands-on experience in a professional media production environment without leaving campus. It's only $20 to provide and possibly also receive an opportunity of a lifetime. Donate securely online at www.22westmedia.com. Do it now.
All right now, we're back.
We're back. All right, what are the matches? We had the SmackDown Tag Team Title match.
Oh, wow.
We need to reintroduce ourselves. I'm Ethan once again.
I'm Rob.
And this is Beyond the Ropes, of course, episode 50.
Yes.
Yes, we made it to 50. This is a big episode. We should have planned something, but maybe for 51. But yes, SmackDown Tag Team Title match in Saudi Arabia at the sports arena in Saudi Arabia, I guess. I don't remember the exact name. But the Bludgeon Brothers defended against the Usos.
Oh man.
I said the Bludgeon Brothers would retain. You wanted the Usos.
I know. Surprisingly, no title changed hands, right?
No, you're right, and that was a bit disappointing because you'd think they built this event very much like a WrestleMania style because of the card and obviously the type of matches. I mean, you had Taker, you had Cena versus Triple H, you had the largest Royal Rumble, and yeah, no title changes.
Wow.
And so this match was relatively probably the fastest one, really short, very fast pace as you would expect. The Bludgeon Brothers ended up retaining the tag team titles. So
it's so funny. I was just thinking about the Usos because I just randomly found Rikishi's Instagram. I didn't, but it was funny because there was this one artwork that has Rikishi doing his famous move with one of his sons, and his other son was right at the ring apron saying, "Dad, no!"
Oh, what was it? Oh my God! I need to follow him on the Instagram. I don't, but that's funny. Poor Usos haven't had a good couple of weeks. They lost the tag titles at WrestleMania.
Oh man!
And now they lost at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and they weren't even on TV this week. So, to be fair, neither were the Bludgeon Brothers. So, we'll see how that story continues moving forward. Next up, we had the Fatal 4-Way Ladder match, which is probably the match of the night. It was between the champion, the Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins, taking on The Miz, who was looking forward to tying the record for most title reigns, tying Chris Jericho, of course. And Finn Balor, who has yet to win a championship. He won the Universal title, but only held it for a day. So, and then Samoa Joe, who also has yet to hold a championship on the main roster, who has been traded to SmackDown, as we found out a few weeks ago, along with Miz. And so,
I still don't get, how does Miz still have a title shot for a belt that's on another show?
So it's his rematch clause from WrestleMania. That's right, we have to talk about Backlash. That's the other topic, so we'll get to that a little bit later on the show. But yes, that was his official rematch clause is at Backlash. And so that's why he's on SmackDown and Seth's on Raw.
He's lucky to have had an extra shot.
That's right. And he was really close on winning this. Someone who was really, really close on winning this, who had fingertips before it was stolen from him, was Finn Balor. So there were a lot of great bumps and a lot of great moves in this match. Again, match of the night, in my opinion.
I find it very interesting now that Seth Rollins has now been using the curb stomp again.
Yeah, no, he's been using that since January. So
there was a moment where they banned it.
They banned it because obviously they don't want anyone using getting inspired by that. But I guess it was cleared earlier this year. So and that's a really cool looking move. I mean, So why wouldn't they want to bring it back if, it was okay? But yeah, getting back to the match, Finn Balor was literally steps away, fingertips away, and then Seth Rollins ended up springboarding onto the ladder, and literally just like racing up, and just pulled down the belt right away with Finn Balor right there, just like looking shocked and in disbelief. And those two had another high quality main event match this past Monday on Raw for that title. Obviously, Seth Rollins retained and will be going on to Backlash to defend against The Miz, the former champion. So, but that was a good match. And so Seth Rollins retained the championship, and we move on to the casket match between The Undertaker and Rusev.
Wow.
Yeah, the match itself was a more competitive match than the one with Cena, surprisingly. Rusev did get some offense, but not very much. He got like a heel kick and then maybe a few punches and, shots here and there. Aiden English, of course, got involved, and he got a tombstone for his troubles. And Rusev only got a chokeslam before he was put in the casket. Taker put both of them in the casket and won the match. It was, maybe a 10-minute. Yeah, it was actually like a 10-minute match, which is pretty long for, considering Taker only had wrestled like 5 minutes at Mania. So, but I wonder when we'll see Undertaker next. He is limited, but he has been looking in better shape than he was last year. So.
Yeah, but I feel like he should only wrestle at WrestleMania so that at least he can try his best to keep it
a decent match. Yeah, I agree. So we'll see how that goes. But next up, we had the WWE Championship. AJ Styles defending against Shinsuke Nakamura. And
Now, that was really something. I saw this thing, I don't know, is it called the Top 10? Where they show little highlights of
yeah, that
SmackDown?
was, they had the top 10 list. I don't know, where'd you see that?
So I saw that, I think Joe was, it's very brief, they don't even show you the whole thing, but Joe was, I guess, cutting a promo on AJ, and you see Shinsuke hit him from behind. AJ.
Oh, okay. So
But
on
the Miz
YouTube,
has red now.
right? His red gear. Yeah, that's his WrestleMania gear.
So, I find that very strategic though, the whole matching with Shinsuke.
Oh, you think that something's gonna happen with there?
Yeah, well,
Possibly.
I mean heels.
Well, yeah, maybe. But yeah, obviously Shinsuke always wears red and black. Those are his colors. Getting back to the match with AJ though. Good match. It was better than the WrestleMania match. However, the match ended in a double countout. As expected, did we predict? I think I predicted Shinsuke, but I was also not against the idea of AJ retaining as long as Shinsuke didn't get pinned, which happened to be the case. AJ ended up hitting a phenomenal forearm on the outside on Shinsuke, so he got a little payback there. And as we found out earlier this week, they will once again compete at Backlash for the title. This time, no disqualification.
Now that,
So now we're getting somewhere here. Progression of the storyline, and should be another great match. And
that's this weekend, no?
That's this Sunday. Yeah, we got to give our predictions. So
I like that it's no DQ.
it's smart. I mean, Shinsuke hit another low blow this past week. He hit a low blow last week, actually, during the match, but didn't get caught.
He could totally have a new nickname as the Nutcracker.
That's right. Yeah, there were a bunch of nicknames I think I've seen around on social media. But hopefully AJ wears a cup this time around.
Wow.
Maybe he smartens up a little. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Should be a show stealer, for sure. Then we had the Universal Championship defended inside a steel cage.
Oh.
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Very similar to their WrestleMania match, a bunch of spears and Superman punches, suplexes, a couple of F5s. It ended with Roman Reigns hitting the spear on Brock through the cage. And technically, Roman Reigns landed on the ground first. His feet touched the ground. Those are the official rules. However, the referee considered, since Brock went through the cage first, he retained the title. So kind of sketchy end result there, but Brock retained. I was looking forward to seeing a new champion just because I'm tired of that Universal title being, held hostage pretty much. It seems like, but I don't know who's gonna take the title off Brock. Are we gonna see?
I feel like the only way is again Heyman were to betray him. It's the only way.
Well, we don't know how long Brock's contract is. It could be a couple years. It could be just the rest of the year, or just a couple more months. I'm hearing stuff that SummerSlam could be now his last show, but who knows? But yeah, that they really need to get that title off of him. It's just, that Intercontinental Championship is definitely carrying Raw right now, and so yeah, that was the end result. Nothing special of that match. But then we got to see the greatest Royal Rumble, 50 men. Daniel Bryan started off, along with Dolph Ziggler. They were the first 2 men.
I like that there was at least they managed to fit in Kurt Angle and Daniel.
Yeah, and they got Shane in there too, who was eliminated by Braun Strowman after Braun threw him on the announce table on the outside. So that was a dangerous spot.
I think we can expect always a wow moment in Shane. Shane wants to either jump high or something happens to him. Always.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't on SmackDown this week because of it. So, but yeah, Daniel Bryan broke the record for longest time in a Royal Rumble. I believe it was an hour and 10 minutes, or 5 minutes, something like that. But obviously, being 50 men, that's going to be a longer rumble. So, but he did break the record. Braun Strowman also broke the record, eliminating 13 men.
Wow.
Which was held by Roman Reigns for a couple of years, 12, which was held before that by Kane with 11. And speaking of Kane, a little bit of a segue there. He won the primaries. Glenn Jacobs, aka Kane, won the primaries in Knox County. So things are looking good for him to become the next mayor.
But sadly, if he wins, it means his retirement pretty much.
Well, he's been, the last year since he announced his candidacy, he's kind of been really off TV for a lot of it. This year, we've only seen him a handful of times. I believe the last time we saw him was at WrestleMania for the Battle Royal.
Yeah, I think for a while though, they were saying that he's been doing backstage role now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but if he gets his mayor opportunity, obviously, that'll likely be a full-time, job and career. So you're right. We could be seeing the end of Kane's run in the near future. He's up there. He's in his probably mid and late 40s already. So we could be seeing the last of the Big Red Machine, but we could be seeing the beginning of the mayor of Knox County. So
Wow.
that would be exciting. I hear a lot of good things about him.
And it's very rare to see Undertaker make an appearance because of whole he doesn't want to break character.
Right.
But the fact that he went out to support Kane.
That's right.
Yeah, that was nice of him.
Yeah, that's right. He went campaigning for him. They did like an autograph meet and greet session.
Yeah.
So a couple
nice
months
of
ago.
him.
Yeah, a lot of the wrestlers are really supportive of Kane. I saw a lot of tweets come in after they found out the results earlier this week of Kane, and very supportive. So good luck to him. We wish him very well, and hopefully we'll get to see at least maybe one last feud or something
Yeah.
within the next year or something.
Or just come in and choke Sam Cena, just for fun.
Just come in and choke slam, make an appearance. I mean, how long? He would be mayor for 4 years, right? It's 4 years or 2.
Well, I mean, I'm a little confused. Isn't it just, can he go to council? Councils, I think, go 4 years, and then mayors, I think, are 1 year, no?
Oh, it's 1 year?
Something like that. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with the justice system here.
Yeah.
We need to familiarize ourselves with that. But yeah, he'll be gone for a while if he does win. So again, good luck to him. Nice little side path we took there. But back to the Rumble. We mentioned there was a couple of NXT guys that appeared. Dan Mathan, who made one NXT appearance, but he was there training talent, I guess, for the tryouts. We got to see Tucker Knight, who's one half of Heavy Machinery, the tag team there in NXT. You mentioned we had a sumo wrestler appear. We had Rey Mysterio make an appearance. The Great Khali was there for like a minute. And of course, the 50th entrant was the one and only Chris Jericho. And Jericho was there for a couple minutes, but interesting note, I was reading up yesterday. Rumor has it he's heading back to New Japan next week. Apparently there's rumors that he's going to be involved in a feud. So after, a few months ago, after Wrestle Kingdom, his first official match in New Japan, he said that he was done and that it had to do with money issues or something like that. But Jericho could be fooling us. He is the mastermind of fooling people. And rumors that he'll be in Japan next week for a new feud in that promotion. So that should be interesting. It should be fun. Jericho's brief run against Kenny Omega there late last year and early this year was definitely one of the most talked about feuds in recent history. So look forward to that. But getting back to the Rumble, keep getting sidetracked there, but getting back to the Rumble, we should note that Braun Strowman won, eliminating 13 men, as we mentioned, and now he's going to be going...
What do you think about that belt?
It's a nice looking belt.
It's very fitting for the Hurricane, though.
I think he mentioned something like that on Twitter or something.
Or it would have looked nice in Hornswoggle.
That's right. Hornswoggle was in that match. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to mention him. He was in that match making a surprise appearance.
Oh,
Good for him. We haven't seen him for a few years in the company, so nice appearance. Unfortunately, again, didn't last long, but it was fun. It was an actual surprise. Was not expecting him to be there. Braun Strowman won. He was presented the championship by, I believe, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, along with the trophy. But yeah, as I mentioned off the air, Braun did not show up on Raw with the title, so I assume it's a one-time thing. He's not going to be the greatest champion or the greatest Royal Rumble champion moving forward. So that should be, it's good for him. He won the tag team titles of Mania.
I mean, he might. Maybe he'll bring that belt back if they go back again, because there's rumor that November or October, somewhere around the end of the year, they'll come back.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
it's possible. I mean, they appeared to have a good relationship, and they, got a big crowd, capacity crowd, I believe. And so the people seemed really happy. It ended with Strowman carrying the title over his head, and a whole bunch of pyro. So, overall, it was a decent show. It wasn't the greatest Royal Rumble, but it was decent enough. So, it was a fun experience. And next up, we got to talk about Backlash.
Oh yeah, we'll come up with our predictions after this quick break.
Did you know that Long Beach State offers 151 different degrees? And annual tuition is nearly $3,000 less than the national average, leaving Long Beach State one of the best valued campuses in the nation. Even after you graduate, the average mid-career salary of Long Beach State graduates exceeds $98,000. At the beach, we know no barriers. It's a philosophy that applies to everything we do.
Did you know that more than 20% of students on Cal State campuses experience food insecurity while in college? Cal State Long Beach is doing something to help that with the Beach Pantry, which is located on the 3rd floor of the Student Union in room 302 and is open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and again from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Stop by for some food, snacks, and school supplies.
Woo! And we are back on Beyond the Ropes.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Rob.
Episode 50 once again.
Oh yeah.
We've had a lot of great episodes talking about various subjects in professional wrestling. And now, as usual, our staple, giving predictions on an upcoming event / pay-per-view. So I'm loading up the card here. Just added after Monday night, Braun Strowman will team with Bobby Lashley to take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a tag team match.
Oh.
Now we saw this match last Monday. Fun match. Braun just totally decimating Kevin and Sami. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on this Sunday. This past Monday on Raw, it was Strowman, Lashley, and I'm forgetting someone. I'm totally blanking, but it was a 6-man against Jinder Mahal. Oh, it was Roman Reigns, of course. Roman Reigns against Sami, Kevin, and Jinder Mahal. So it was a 6-man tag team match. Obviously, the faces won. But now we're going to see a rematch from last week, Strowman, Lashley versus Owen Zayn. Who do we have here for the tag match? Strowman, Lashley, or...
for Lashley and Strowman.
You
for
think
sure.
Lashley?
Oh yeah.
I feel like because Kevin and Sami have been losing the last 2 weeks,
A rift already between them.
they're gonna... No, I feel like they're gonna win. I feel like they're gonna sneak a victory. Strowman and Lashley will have some miscommunication, and this will lead to a feud between them. Because I mean, they're two big guys, two forces of nature, really. And I think it'll be interesting. They've got no feuds right now, so it could start up something between them.
Or it could be a good substitute for Nicholas to go get that belt back.
That's right, you're right. It could be a tag team, so...
I like how there's already a custom theme song already for Nicholas.
That's
online.
right. And he's on a t-shirt. Did you see that?
Oh no, I haven't.
He and Braun are on t-shirts, so
Wow.
that's really cool. Yeah, that's right. He's on. Nicholas is also on Twitter. Look him up. I'm sure you'll find it. I follow him. Don't remember his account, but just search him up. He keeps us updated
I know.
on his school
I've
events.
seen memes saying, "Let's see Nicholas versus Goldberg's son."
Oh, that'll be interesting. That would be fun. Nicholas is undefeated at WrestleMania, so
Oh man.
we'll see. You got Strowman and Lashley. I've got Owens and Zayn, so we're already differing. On the SmackDown side, I should note that this is the first ever, I guess after WrestleMania, co-branded pay-per-view. Moving forward, it's going to be co-branded, so I'm going to see different matches from both sides. On the SmackDown side, Daniel Bryan versus the returning Big Cass. Cass has been doing a great job as a heel. He did eliminate Daniel Bryan last week, and this past week on SmackDown, he attacked Bryan, I believe, backstage.
I like the meme.
Oh, what was the meme? Oh,
He's like patting his head or something. He
oh
goes,
yeah,
"Hey, he said something like he's the perfect size,
right.
and stuff. Want to be my new Enzo?"
That's funny.
That's funny.
That was good. I have not seen that, but that's funny. Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. I don't know. Big Cass just returned, but so did Daniel Bryan. He's so popular.
Yeah, but
So
I think Cass needs to win.
you're going Cass?
Yeah, he wants to pull off the upset. I think it won't hurt Daniel's credibility to lose, and it could stretch the rivalry.
It could stretch the feud. They did kind of push the Miz feud aside for a little bit, at least for the time being. I'm gonna go Daniel Bryan. Just see what happens. I feel like Cass has just been getting
I mean,
the
you
upper
saw
hand.
you saw the teaser with Mini Daniel.
That's right. Mini Daniel Bryan came out earlier this week.
I love when they throw in minis because it's very rare that they've seen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So far we're deferring on everything. Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. Obviously,
Joe.
Joe's on SmackDown. Roman's on Raw. I don't see Roman losing now. It depends. It depends how they go about this. Samoa Joe did declare that after Backlash, he was coming after the WWE Championship.
Yeah, his credibility will so down if he loses.
You're right. That's a tough one. But then Roman Reigns, what does Roman do if he loses? Or what does Roman do, period? He doesn't have a feud right now. Unless he goes back with Brock, but Brock's
I
playing.
mean, what brand is he on again?
Roman's on Raw, Joe's on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Joe is still,
Yeah, this is...
Because then somebody can like bully like Reigns later when he goes back to Raw, be like, "See, you lost your match. You're going nowhere right now," and then they like argue.
Trying to figure out who that would be, though. They
How
don't
about
have...
a new guy? Somebody that's new on Raw.
Well, I mean, they have Drew McIntyre and Dolph, but they're a tag team. I guess they could be like a one.
Yeah.
That could be a feud. Baron Corbin's busy with No Way Jose and Titus Worldwide.
And it could frustrate
By the way,
Reigns to turn heel.
that's true. On the side note, did you see that fall?
Which
Titus?
Oh
With the
yes,
Royal Rumble?
sliding.
Titus World Slide, as they've been saying. He already has a t-shirt, and they already used it as like a gimmick now.
But wiping the aisle so he won't slide.
Right. Yeah, so, but yeah, Baron's in a feud, I guess. I guess I'll go with Joe.
Yeah.
If he's going after the WWE title, he does need credibility, so. Joe. SmackDown Women's Championship, Carmella versus Charlotte.
Carmella needs to hang on to it still.
I agree. Yeah. Sorry. Raw Women's Championship. I mean, I've got nothing to say for SmackDown. I disagree.
Who versus who?
Raw Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. I have loved Alexa's gimmick for the last few weeks of telling stories of how Nia has bullied her in a segment called Moment of Bliss. I don't know if you've seen him. Probably you haven't seen him.
But,
But
the only way, it's so hard to imagine a decisive victory like that, unless the greatest thing would be introducing a new minion to Alexa.
I don't think they're gonna call someone else up or bring someone else in. Nia's gonna retain the title for me.
I think it'd be something if Alexa pulls off the victory.
I think Alexa and Mickey are gonna go into a feud with Natalya and Ronda. They teased it this week with Ronda chasing Alexa Bliss during Mickey James and Natalya match. So I think that's Ronda's next feud is Alexa Bliss. So I think Nia Jax is just moving on. She retains. So who do you have
just
there?
for fun, Alexa.
All right. So far, got a few differences. That's good. United States Championship match. Jeff Hardy defends against the Viper, Randy Orton.
Just because I felt Randy's reign was just too short, put it back on Randy.
I feel Jeff's gonna retain. I like how we're disagreeing, but Randy doesn't need that title right now.
I mean, it helps Randy stay out of the main picture because Jeff, I mean, like Vince sometimes believes that Jeff can go even higher than the
Right.
US division.
Well, he wanted a big singles
Yeah.
push for Jeff. That's why he moved to SmackDown. However, if Randy loses, this could be a potential heel turn. If they continue this feud, because right now they're buddies, or
Yeah.
they're cool, whatever. Randy did hit an RKO on Jeff this week, but no, that's typical Randy, RKO out of nowhere. If they do want to move on with, continue with this feud, I should say. Heel Randy Orton, I know he has been wanting the heel turn. I think he's said it on several interviews. So I think it would be appropriate for this.
Yeah, that RKO he pulled off, wow.
Yeah, out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. Shelton Benjamin's also been in this feud. He did beat Randy Orton last week. And so he has a legitimate claim, I guess, to be a contender for the title. We'll see, I guess, where that goes. Maybe he gets involved or something, but I'm saying Jeff. Intercontinental Championship match, The Miz going for the record 9th, tying with Jericho.
I heard an interesting
Right.
rumor about this one.
So Miz versus Rollins, what's the rumor?
Miz wins it and gets to be traded back to Raw. He gets back to being on Raw for holding that belt, which explains why the Mr. Raj stayed on Raw.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Miz Taraj have been trying to find a new leader the last few weeks and have been declined by Rollins and Balor. And they do remain the Miz Taraj with Miz's music. They've been using that, so that actually makes
and
a lot of
it would be
sense.
a lot funnier if the night of the pay-per-view,
Mhm.
the Mr. Raj finds someone else to
That
get
also
mentored
would
by,
be.
and he wins the belt and he's back on Raw. He's like, guys, why are you wearing this person's
Right.
shirt?
Well, now you really got me thinking about this match, because that's actually a good point. However, Well, I guess I don't have to. I was thinking of the Daniel Bryan storyline. If they don't want to move Miz because they want to do that Daniel Bryan storyline, but Daniel Bryan is busy with Cass right now, and he could just go back into the WWE Championship picture or something.
Yeah.
Well, now I've got to go with the Miz because that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Miz. Who do you have?
The Miz.
Although I could see Rollins retaining, but it would make more interesting storyline if the Miz. Plus, well, let's see, how many heels do they have on Raw? They have Owens and Zayn, McIntyre and Dolph. I mean, they're both tag teams, so I guess but they could work as singles. Baron Corbin.
Because the only way that this would work is if, like I said, one thing would have to happen. If Miz wins, he gets traded.
Right.
If Randy wins, he gets traded.
No, he stays. He's on SmackDown. He's a SmackDown
Because the
superstar.
secondary belts can't be on the same show.
No, which Randy wouldn't. That match I don't think would affect. It would be the IC title match. That would have to go to.
Yeah.
The IC title goes to Raw, and I think the US title stays because Jeff and Randy are both already on SmackDown. I don't know. What's Rollins' next feud after this? If he were to win,
Balor.
Balor already lost on Monday. They made that clear. Unfortunately, unless there was
Didn't he go after him after a match or something like that?
Yes, the Miz Raj attacked them and they beat him up, and then Balor hit a move, which led to the main event, IC title match.
Oh, I heard an interesting thing also about Balor. Okay, so I didn't get to see the Greatest Rumble. From what I understand, there was a special entrance that Balor had.
I don't think so.
And that
What was?
Darren Young felt disappointed that he didn't.
Oh,
get
that
to
was
be
the
a part of it.
WrestleMania. That was the
Oh,
WrestleMania
okay.
one.
So what was it?
It was just the LGBTQ community kind of being in the background.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, Darren Young. Yeah, it made sense for Darren Young to have been there for sure.
Well, yeah, he's obviously
He made history,
being
Before.
the first, I guess, public or at least active wrestler. But yeah, he's not with the company anymore, so but yeah, I did read that interview. So it's interesting moving forward what they're gonna do with Balor, because he did tease a heel turn. The way the match was going, he could be going heel, which would be beneficial for him, much like it's been beneficial for Shinsuke. So I'm gonna go with the Miz. You're going with Miz for that match.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with Balor and what happens with Rollins. And speaking of Shinsuke, the WWE Championship match, no disqualification, AJ Styles defends versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This seems to be the blow-off.
Shinsuke's time.
This seems to be the blow-off for the time being, considering Joe already wants the next, match. I would like to see this go on until next WrestleMania, to be honest, because the feud's been amazing. But
It would be nicer for a triple threat, but the only way that would have to work if it was an awkward pin.
if Joe got involved or something happened,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no disqualification.
Yeah, there won't be a decisive winner then. In order for that to be a
We'll
triple
see.
threat.
I
Or
mean,
either Shinsuke wins, or it's a undecisive thing where Joe cost them both.
there's no disqualification. That's the thing.
Mm.
So there would ultimately have to be a winner. But if Shinsuke does win, then AJ gets his automatic rematch, and Joe could still get involved. So I gotta go with Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though he has been on the upper end of things.
He
especially
could
this
just
week.
do 5 nutcrackers and he won.
Whatever gets the job done. I don't know. It's a little wild prediction, but I can see some title changes at this event. So, those are our backlash predictions. This time I should post them up on Facebook because I didn't post Great Royal Rumble, but I should post those up on Facebook so you can see facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. We've got just a few minutes left. Any other information we should talk about?
205 and
You saw it this week. I
Oh,
have
yeah.
not, but go ahead and talk about it.
Murphy.
Oh, he's back. That's
Yeah.
right. What happened there?
Well, he made weight, but what I found interesting that time when the week even before that, when he attacked,
Cedric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That move.
Oh, the Murphy's Law. That's a great move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really something.
Yeah, it's different than like a neck breaker or something we've gotten used to seeing a lot with finishers. It's kind of like a spinning variation of a neck breaker.
Yeah, that's a really unique move. It's pretty effective.
Yeah. So did he have a match this week, or was it just?
It was just a squasher
just a-
type.
Oh, okay, cool.
Somewhere.
He's a really good worker.
And then Gulak totally like put, Gulisto like down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did he?
Made
He
him
made
tap.
yeah the Gulak, I believe. It's, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so that was pretty interesting.
I saw that Hideo Itami and what's his
yeah.
name, Tozawa,
Yeah,
faced
they parted
against
ways, basically.
Kendrick and Gallagher. So they parted ways. They lost.
Yeah.
And then, so Itami's a heel, pretty much, right? Because he left
Yeah,
Tozawa.
he shoved them. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. I mean, Itami works better as a heel, I believe. In NXT, he really did well as a heel. Unfortunately, he never grabbed that title, but hopefully we'll see him as a champion soon, because he's a really good worker. He came in around the same time as Finn Balor in NXT. They came in like together, and so a lot of potential there.
Yeah.
So that was 205 Live in a nutshell.
NXT.
Did you watch NXT?
So there's a new guy, Nova.
Kona Reeves.
Yeah.
He's been in NXT. He got repackaged as an official character.
He reminds me of like a John Morrison.
His look, yeah, definitely. I have not seen it. I'm gonna watch it later today, but his look that I've seen
Yeah,
looks
that promo.
like John Morrison and a bit of Tyler Breeze in NXT, because Tyler Breeze was very flamboyant as well. So, looking forward to that. I know the Undisputed Era making an appearance. Some women's action.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I forget her name though. The long ponytail.
Bianca Belair.
Wow. The strength that she has when she was lifting her opponent, she just dominated her opponent.
Was it? Oh my God, what's her name? Candice LeRae.
She just.
It was Candace,
decimated
right?
the opponent, like.
Wow. Wow, I gotta watch that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
she was impressive in the Mae Young Classic, so.
Oh, thank you so much, everyone who has been watching the show, tuning in from you now, and Periscope throughout the duration.
And until next time, thank you for joining us for 50 episodes on our various platforms. We appreciate it. And this episode's about to be deleted.